Wow, happy to see you all with yet another wonderful program. Today you can able to see me surprisingly wearing coats, glasses, and helmet. So hope you understand. We're going to see one more pandemic hero of life insurance, but people don't believe it. People have passion to follow. In life insurance industry, think that people will come with the dressed well, ties, skirts. But today we're going to see a hero. She's a biker and she traveled country to country and meet the clients in the bike. And she was being more desperately passionate into biking and not less than a man. So today we're going to see her profile and I'm going to invite her for a today interview. And I'm going to show you a beautiful video of our journey. And let's start. I'm going to share her profile right now. So today we're going to see our profile in Pandemic Heroes. Passion is the key of success. Lara Naamani, that's what I said. She was a rock star. And quote is, nothing is impossible to words of say, I'm possible. If you want something, go at it, clearly, Will Smith. So her biography is that after a bachelor degree in finance and banking and a purpose a career of top managerial position, Lara flipped the page on 26 years on employee, kicked off the comfort zone and pushed her entrepreneurial talent, shut you be in professional freedom. The very best thing happened and unexpectedly determined to protect the biggest number of people, make a real difference in the way people presently production plan. Her production portfolio grown in the last 4 years. Her career path, she's the senior life insurance consultant 2020 and EB senior executive member in 2021 and advisor 2019, EMEA life protection Euro 2020 and achievements first time he became a unit manager in 2018. DSM Parachute Distributions and first unit man 2019 DSM Parachute Distribution and Loma Alumni Associate Life Insurance Institute 2019 and Loma ACS Associate Customer Service in Jan 2021. MDRT aspirant 2018, Belize 2019 Lebanon speaker MDRT member 2021. Seeing at a performance, she is a rock star, and today we're going to listen about her career as well as her passion about biking. So now I'm going to invite our hero to give her passion, how she was to be in a biker and how she was been doing last pandemically. And she's going to have a lot of stories and she's going to explain our P. So now we're moving to our hero. Hi, Lara, how are you?
Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Well, I've been listening and I was surprised. That's me you're talking about?
I should surprise for you the way you look, your performance, the way you develop yourself. And nobody believes that there is a biker, could be an successful insurance advisor, and you will be icon for the world who've been watching you, right?
Yeah.
How was your journey started, and what was your motivation to be? What was your story started on how do you be coming to the profession?
Okay. Well, I have always been the type of person who never knows what staying idle means. I'm on constant move on all levels, very energetic, very active, very creative, and on search of opportunities in life. The profession motivation is huge, believe me. When you do good to families, when you are fully convinced of your job, it's so noble and humane what we do. You are the one to be chosen, like a messenger from God, to be the backbone of many families. This is what never makes you stop, by the way. You always want more. And when you sense the satisfaction in the client's eyes, and when your achievements are big, you always want more. You become greedy, Sartivel, for more achievements. You did it once, you want to do it more and more. If others can do it, why not me? Why not you? Why not everyone in this profession? So it's a personal mission statement, let's say, like the quote I sent you. Impossible is nothing. It's the word itself says, I am possible, right? So that's it. That's for the motivation part.
How was your journey started, and what thought you come to life insurance industry? What was your I can say any sparks or anything or any stories you have traveled so that's make to come to the industry?
And then this, coming in the insurance business after 26 years being employed, I was in my comfort zone, as they say. You know, I have learned a lot there and gained a lot of experience. Knowing that I had all the possibilities to expand, create and develop the business I was working in during these 26 years. I had big potentials, but had managers who allowed it. You know, sometimes you are in a job, some managers do not allow you to be creative or to just put your ideas on the table. For me, it was a good thing. So my personal consultant in the business, she asked me to apply. And she said, we in our profession, we look for people like you who have this boldness, this energetic personality. So for me, the proposal by itself was super weird. Me in the life insurance industry, I never thought about it before. I said, why not? I'll give it a try. I went to that interview. I remember very well, I sat 75 minutes exactly with my team leader, who is still now my team leader. And I listened to what he had to say. So he was honest in transferring the career, explaining exactly what I'm gonna be doing. So the challenge at that time was one thing. He said, you can either be an agency leader and you'll be the first agency leader in Lebanon because there was no woman in that position since MetLife started in 1965. Or you can just be a consultant or a financial advisor. But knowing me, and I want the challenges to be top challenges, so I chose to be an agency leader and try to finish this career. I moved in the profession with no salary, by the way. You know, when you work in insurance, you have no salary. So working on commission, I remember my husband at the time, he was crazy about it. And he was like, we have 2 kids going to university. What are we going to do? So I had no choice. I loved what I was hearing from the guys. So at that time, I established a team and I kept the leading position for 2 consecutive years, as you said, as unit manager. Reaching the AL position, the letter of designation was under preparation. I knew I reached the goal of women leadership in MetLife. And I was at the same time selling my policies and building my personal portfolio. And the number of protected families increased by huge. At the time, I remember last year in March, the letter was supposed to be ready. I decided to ditch the team, literally. Distribute the agents to other agents and be solo and go solo on this career path. I was able to reach the senior life insurance consultant that year, the title, the EMEA hero, and an MDRT qualifier in 9 months. 5 years in the business today. Learning quickly and widely is key to that profession. I invested in myself. This is what I heard people in the agency or in MetLife Lebanon say it. So you need to invest in yourself. I started by traveling to Bangkok for the MDRT experience, for the MDRT days in Greece and Cyprus. And I went to Miami. But when I flew to Miami, it was an MDRT aspirant. And I was volunteering on the main platform. That was the chance of my life. I finished also part of the learning process. I finished the LOMA courses. They were sponsored by MetLife. I still have 2 courses to finish my fellow Life Management Institute. And I was chosen by Naji Haddad, everybody knows Naji, to have a small session in the first Beirut Life Insurance Summit in 2018. So that specific experience made me cry. Because I remember when Naji said, Lara, you're going to be speaking in Bliss, I was like, who, me? I was in the business in less than a year. So it was big. So I met big names on the way during these 5 years, very big names around the globe. I learned from them. They taught me a lot. And believe me, nobody was selfish or nobody was stingy in answering all your inquiries or knowledge. So I bought books, I read books, articles, I watched YouTubes, I learned the way to be productive, consultant, resilient, and do not surrender, facing difficulties and objections. But, the big but, all the life insurance consultants do the same, all the financial advisors do the same. I'm not creating things, but I decided to make it a point. I want to remain unique in my own way. So this is the passion, a financial advisor on a motorcycle, which is very rare. I put my passion in that business. I joined the two together to make it Invictus.
So the motivations works for you, and you've been desperately driving for it. Awesome that you've been so inspiring that even less than a year, Naji has invited you to do the speaking. Is awesome. And what make you to be so passionate to the bike? So you have been to biking experience. You've been traveling with. I see that the way you drive and everything, even the men's can be scared on you. The way you're dressing, you've been more professionally to be like Hollywood kind of things and that. And the other way, you keep yourself to more do into the insurance of protecting the people. So yeah. what was that inspiration in you to be a biker?
So listen, you are using the word Hollywood a lot, and it's making me a little bit shy. It's not the case. So I always loved bikes since I was young, but and wished I can ride one day. I was always attracted to bike. Whenever I used to see women on bikes also, on bikes. So, but being married, a mom for 2 kids, I thought that was not possible at all. Until I had a meeting with an actuarial company owner in Lebanon, in his office. And while we were discussing business, and he was teaching me what is actuarial formulas, rates, where do the rates come? I saw vests and I saw helmets and I saw everything related to the Harley owners group. I was like, time out, please. Can I ask you one question? Why do you have these things here in your office? So he goes, I'm a biker. And I bought my bike. I was 60 years of age. He goes, are you interested? I said, yes, I adore bikes. At the time, I was 47 when we had this meeting. So it was 3 years ago. He goes, go for it. Never say never. If you like bikes, you can do it. If I did it at 60, you can do it at 47. So I remember I asked him before I left the meeting, can I ride with you as a pillion for the first time? Just I want to see what is this community, who are the bikers, how they do it. So I remember I took my son on that ride. He was pillion with another biker. I came back home. The second morning, I had the bike. That's it. One day, one trial. And that passion for bikes became bigger and bigger and bigger. Really, it never stops. So now I am an owner of 2 bikes. I rode in the USA when I traveled to Miami MDRT. The last day I rode by myself. And I remember when he gave me the bike, he was like, I asked him, are you riding with me? And he said, no, you're riding alone. Everybody in Miami rides alone. I was like, really? And then I rode in Gulf countries, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and then in Egypt. I rode in Greece also. And I participated in tours and events, especially women biker events in Dubai. There's a big event of 250 women. It's called the Women Rider World Relay. Women from all over the world, they ride the bikes for 365 days. And the final ceremony was in Dubai. So we rode for 2 days and it was final ceremony. You see women from all around the world. And you see women who are 60 or 65 on their Ducatis on one wheel. Imagine. So then last year, I was an officer with the Harley Owners Group. And then this year, I'm president of Hawks Motorcycle Club in Lebanon, which is part of the MENA Motorcycle Club Hawks in the GCC countries, now opening in Europe. So 3 years on the roads now. My next adventure is the big one. I'm flying next Thursday to South Africa, Cape Town, to do the garden tour. Yeah, so this is why I tell you it never stops. You always look for more.
It was great, right? So being a mother of two, and you're taking us so passionate about traveling different countries in the bikes, and that's unbelievable. One. Sometimes I think of them. See, sometimes we travel meeting clients, we fed up of our bikes. We so long we're traveling and other thing. But seeing your photographs and the way you look into for the ambitions and spirit to the bikes and the dedication you give for them, it's awesome. That's I think the women who are watching it, the members who are watching it, right, from mainly on to the lady advisors or agents been watching it up. I think the passion, what
I think
you doing it, right? So that's key. They need to follow. The age does not matters, or you'll be a mother or anything, but the right attitude take you the goal, right?
Yeah, the age does not matter. The gender does not matter. It's just the passion. You like something, you go do it till the end. And when the pandemic is over, I'll be coming to ride in India.
Wow, yeah, I think India's got a beautiful road, so you can.
I know.
Now a lot of beaches are there, so you can able to travel. That's wonderful that we will inviting you to come to India. Definitely on that. So I'm going to move to the next question. That learning and experience, the key of our profession. What was your view? What kind of learnings you have been want to protect for clients? What are the learnings you're doing right now?
What are the learnings, or what do you mean? What are the products that I'm selling? And remind me.
No, it depends on that. You knew professional. What was your learnings, or you attending any specific webinars, seminars, or doing it increasing productivity?
Let me tell you a little bit about how I think that successful advisor in the learning process that has happened. Insurance for me, because I came late into the profession, because I'm a little bit passionate, emotional, sentimental about these things, is a very personal and close human relationship. It is true that we deal with numbers and figures, and you need to be up to date with all these similar criteria. But sitting face to face with a client or a prospect who later becomes a friend, a dear human being to your heart, a brother, a father, a kid, or a son to you, right? This emotional part of the profession is of utmost importance that you cannot deny at all. It's not that we come, do the sale, one deal, and then we go. No, it's a lifetime relationship. You need to be honest with the client. You need to be trustworthy. Invoke that confidence when we sit with them. Sure of your knowledge, right? A good listener, maybe. All these criteria. But you need to be present all the time. It's not that I want the client to be here for me when I want to do the deal. He wants me for them, or for him, or for her, until eternity. Whenever they need me, I have to be present. It's not just the closing. Do the closing and then go home. That's not the case. While signing a contract or delivering a policy, we vow to be there all the time. You simply cannot nag that I am receiving so many calls during the day. No, you cannot do that. If you're a nagger about this profession, please leave the profession today. We are meant to be for people. On the other hand, being also successful is someone, you have to have this passion for finance at the same time. And it's not only emotions. You have to love numbers. You have to love being analytical in your abilities. And you have to be curious to inquire, search, and be always up to date. It's like, it's not just the doctors who go on seminars all the time. It's also us to follow up on the market, to follow up on the financial markets, economics, the wars that happen during the every now and then. like recently between Ukraine and Russia. It's affecting everything around us, right? So a successful advisor is also someone who maintains a great reputation to retain and attract the client. You cannot do a deal or a sale haphazardly and you do wrong. If you do wrong, the word of mouth will kill you. People will start talking about the bad thing that you did or the unethical deal, let's say, and your reputation will go bankrupt.
Wow, wonderful about listening to about the successful and other thing. So, are you able to handle rejections?
Oh.
So, how you handle rejections on that you face being a
rejections for people who come in the business and they are fresh in the market, not fresh in our profession. I think they have to accustom themselves to that rejection a lot. Many of the financial advisors that we heard speaking on stages in MDRT and others, they told us so many times that you have to hear so many no's before you hear your first yes. Because I come from a sales background, I used to sell heavy machinery. I used to be in interventional medicine and in large format printing. So it's not easy sale. It was tough sale. I knew that a no is in the business should come before a yes. You need to be convinced of that. You're not convinced of that, it's going to be tormenting. So getting a signature is difficult. Getting a client to say yes takes time. We need to be patient about it. So in that respect, a maturity has to be there in our heads. While approaching a prospect or going in a meeting, it is very critical. You need to have a solid feel for where you're in the sales process. It's not anytime that he has a question, you start trembling, you start shivering, you don't know what to do. Khalas, he's refusing me. No, it's not the case. Still, this depends on the advisor personality at the same time to handle an objection. So it's though you need to be calm, very calm. You need to acknowledge if he says, no, I don't like it. Yes, I don't like it like you. You need to be conscientious at the same time and a forward thinker. Yani always try to think what he's going to ask me next. Always have my open-ended questions ready for him. So do not let the prospect, for me, he should not drag me into his play field. I should be always pushing him towards me. So be a strong action taker, let's call it, and control the game.
Great.
That's
so you put the pinpointing that the question right, and I admire about that. So being a salesperson, you know how difficult it was getting a signature from the client.
Yeah, at first when I used to be in a committee bidding for a crane, it's difficult. You have 10 bidders for a crane, and you have specifications, and you have conditions, and you have you need to be an action taker.
So my next questions will be: can you share some experience about how you do prospecting or fact finding in your activity, or do any specific activities in you do for it?
Yeah, I remember very well when I first sat with my agency leader Zahi, and he said that this business is focused on referrals, prospecting, your PR. So why I chose after these 75 minutes to be in that business, because during these 26 years, I know a lot of people because of the business. So I felt at the time it's going to be easy for me because of my previous work experience and the diversified activities that I used to do and work-related connections. Prospecting was not an issue at the beginning. But then later on with time, it becomes a little bit difficult. My mentor, who everybody knows also, Sanjay Tolani. See, whenever we say Sanjay, everybody laughs. To prospect, he taught us this. Prospect by being recommended. Don't waste your time on asking for referrals during the meeting. If you do your business well, ask your clients to recommend you to other people. So I live my daily business work day or fun day or riding day or travels, but I do what I like the most, which is my passion. And through this passion, I open up to a lot of domains. And I know bikers in most of the, in different countries, in different work domains, in different industries and professions. So I let people around me work indirectly on my behalf to recommend me for these sales. So for the fact-finding also importance, I usually approach people whom I have met. I hate to go see someone I did not speak before, or maybe just take an appointment by phone. I have to know them beforehand. So I go out without them. Sometimes we travel together. Sometimes we spend a day out. Personally, I don't like sitting, as I said, with people that I haven't spoken before. It's not me. I will look like I'm acting. So what I do in that perspective, I work things the other way around. I try to be with that person in different events, outings or gatherings. And when the time is there to do the fact find and to do the right financial study, that part has already been done. The ice breaking has been done. The details of their lives are already with me. So when I'm in the meeting, it's just a cup of coffee and discussing the financial need. It has been done exchanging personal information beforehand.
Great, great, great. So just putting in a common questions, come from my mind. How you structure your day? So you've been passionate to the biking, you've been mother of two, and take care of your business. How you structure your day? Because normally, if you ask some advice, you say, I don't have time to do all those things, and failures comes on that. You've been more passionate your biking, you think of everything. How you structure your day?
How I stretch my day? Well, I used to hear it a lot. How are you capable of handling all these issues together? It's just time management. That's it. Always I plan before night, or a week earlier, or a quarter earlier. And now that at my age now, 51, both my kids, they live in Spain. So I'm not directly responsible for them. I just need to support them financially now. But it's time management that helps you do all these things. I cannot, me or anyone or you cannot wake up in the morning and start deciding what you want to do for the rest of the day. The day will be lost, and every minute lost in our profession will never come back. It's always the time is running ahead of us.
Great, great. So wonderful that you've been talking about the time management. Great, great of mind setting. So I'm moving to the next questions. Everybody faced pandemic so difficulty, right? So how you face the pandemic and what are the habits keep you doing to your active? So we also when we interacted before it, also you said about you personally in the pandemic take the policy poppies within your bike, traveling to the different cities and overeating to that. So
Yeah.
what are the difficult times and how you take the positive notes and habits on the pandemic?
Well, for everybody in the world, that period was very challenging for everybody. Confinement at home is something we're not used to do. I heard people, or specifically men, say that confinement made us know our families better, our kids' needs better, get to sit with our wives and listen to them. Confinement at home with no cars allowed in Lebanon was also difficult, like everybody else, but it was a little bit easier than other countries. For example, I remember where my kids live, They cannot go out unless they take a permission from an army officer on the street. Here in Lebanon, it was not the case. It was a little bit easy, but still, because we worked as insurance professionals, we have a card from the Ministry of Economics, so it was easy for me. And I was able to use the bike. It was my way out of the house on a daily basis. I never stopped. I was everywhere on my two wheels, everywhere, literally everywhere. So collecting money, delivering policies, signing applications, policy amendments, you name it. And because we had several other conditions that we will speak about during the filming. And in all weather conditions, by the way, in rain, in sun, in floods, you name it. I used the bike to commute between home, which was at the time in the Beirut suburbs, and the head office in MetLife, and the company head office. So there was no boundaries. It was only the policeman who would ask me for my card. So I will not take the fine. Excuse me. So the two wheels made the difference. I did not want to stay home. Backpack on me, with me, face mask, sanitizers, a pair of slippers, by the way. This will make you laugh, because sometimes when I used to go in some clients' houses, they would ask me to take my shoes off. So I put my slippers on. Or we can do the business at the entrance. So it was fun. It was fun. That's it. That was the challenge of the pandemic. So the bike helped. See why the passion is growing bigger and bigger?
You
So
loved it. There definitely could be a lockdowns, right? The roads are empty and not much vehicles, and I think you would have loved it, right? So you were traveling it.
Yes, roads were not totally empty, because doctors were able to go out, nurses were able to go out, journalists, yes. So we were lucky maybe to have this card that allow us to go out. So confinement shouldn't make us break our rules, by the way. We should wake up every morning, early, get dressed, plan our calendar, schedule our meetings, face-to-face or Zoom. Yeah, I did Zoom like many of us, but I don't like it too much. The desire to help others should remain, right? That is the target. We should be perseverant in that task, in the mission. We have to enjoy being around with people, at least me. I will speak for myself. By finding several ways to achieve that. Because we can always say that it's not possible to go out, and we will not go out. It's not possible to plan my day and I will stay in my pajamas, right? I don't have electricity, so I cannot open Zoom. We don't have enough funds, so I cannot fill my car with gas. We can create so many reasons to not do it, but it's all in here. So times were very uncertain during that period, and we were forced to make drastic changes. We needed to maneuver. We needed to be quickly adaptable.
Great. That's she's talking. Everything is mind change, and you've seen the pandemic in a different way. I really appreciate your efforts, and you care on your clients. That's very, very important. And you told me that people hesitate to allow you into the homes, and you got the signature in the car parkings, and in the car fronts you've been taking up the signatures.
Yeah, I remember one day I had a client who is the teacher of chemistry at the university, and people with chemistry mind, they know very well about the bacteria and the viruses, etc. And he had 2 kids. Every time I used to go to his house to collect money, because the collect company was not able to work, so we had to do this by ourselves. He used to pull a bag with a rope and put the money, because there was no electricity. Or they can throw money from the balcony.
So that's normally buying some stuff they used to do like that. In the pandemic time, I see in India, we for some groceries and things that people don't come downside, so they put it from that 3rd floor or 4th floor to pick up that. But I'm listening to you that even insurance works on that concept of getting the money.
All possible ways to make things work.
Wonderful. And you're shown off. You're shown off that it's very how you've been dedicated to the work, and that's wonderful, wonderful that actually. So, can you share about your family? What kind of products do you focus on your clients? So, you already told about your family. So, do we any specific focus on the products into Lebanon market or your clients, or do you use any concept of selling into that actually?
Yes. I will speak a little bit about the family and then Lebanon, because we have a very special case in Beirut and Lebanon. So my family, I will speak about my small family. You know, I told you I have these two kids. They are now studying in Europe. They handled the pandemic differently, not like us. They had to stay locked between four walls for more than 2 months. So we decided at the time to bring them to Beirut just to ease their life. They were becoming stressed and tense. They couldn't see even their friends. So thank God that was not the case in our country. Again, I will say it because it's a blessing. Okay, the pandemic by itself is a disaster, is a catastrophe. But the easy behaviors or the easy conditions that we lived in are better than others. So this helped also. A lot of people conducted their meetings online and their closings online. It didn't work for me. So I needed to sit with the client. Now, if I want me to talk about that about the product, I needed to sit with the client, look in their eyes. I want to talk to his brain. I want to feel his emotions, read his gestures. You know, when you are that emotional, you cannot do it over a screen. And even now, when we are talking, you and I, you see how much I move? That's me. I have to understand from his posture, from the way he's looking at me, what he does not want to say or what he's not saying. It's not what is showing. So this you cannot do behind the screen. صح?
Perfect.
Was it easy for you?
No.
The Zoom meetings? No. So you need your prospect to be focused with time. And after so many meetings and experiences, you handle the prospect like a family member. Now I spoke about this to come back to this family member. An elderly like a parent, a middle-aged like a sibling, a young like a son. We have all types of clients in our portfolio. It's not just one age bracket, right? So in my case, being that mom, being a wife, being an entrepreneur, a responsible person, I always feel that family responsibility when I sit with the client. I put myself in his shoes. And because of that, I focus mainly on protection products. And this is why I sent you that during the last 4 years, the protection portfolio for me is one of the biggest. Life insurance, critical illnesses, personal accidents, in-hospital income, guaranteed income plans that we were focusing on a lot. Why? Because in Lebanon, pandemic was present during the October 19 revolution. And then we had the August 4 Beirut port explosion. And during that time, we had the economic crisis in Lebanon and the devaluation of our Lebanese lira. So mix all these together. All you need to focus on is protecting families. So money was short. Funds were short. Most of our money was locked at the banking sector. So protection planning needed to be at the top. That was the main thing. I know very well that retirement is important, but not during these couple of years that we survived. Situation is tough. Plans should be there ready to assist them in hardships. So this is why I focus mainly on protection planning. Now situation, it's not much more, it did not improve, but still there are people who have young kids, 5, 6, 7 years old. They will always think about their kids' planning for university, and they will still think about their own retirement. So, but mainly I focus on protection plans.
Great. So we're going to main important question right now for you. Did MDRT help you in professional? Why is this advisor must achieve MDRT? And I see you started from the aspirant, then you become a MDRT member, and you travel to Miami, and experience you've been traveled to Thailand. So why it is so important?
Wow, this is the main focus, right? This is why we are here today. MDRT is an opportunity. It's an opportunity. It is difficult at first. I remember the first time somebody came to our agency and he said the word MDRT. I remember I looked right and left and was asking, what was that? So I had to go out, Google the 4 letters. I had no idea about it. So it is difficult, yes, but when you hit it, this is a life chance that not everyone really has it. To meet people from diverse backgrounds, and you connect with the best, really the best in that profession. MDRT is a testament of the quality of the service or business we do to people. It's at the same time a reward for all the tough work that we've been doing to reach that goal. So let's say it's a recognition of your hard work. MDRT is at the same time, and I'm putting it here on the wall on my office, and I focus a lot on it when I used to have a team. MDRT is ethics, the ethical standards also. It's not just telling a certain amount worth of life insurance, no. MDRT is enjoy helping others with their financial needs and ensure they are prepared in the event of a catastrophe. Some people would say, nothing will happen to me, you know, this taboo, that nothing will happen to me. But when the unexpected happens, it happens in a split second. You are either ready or there's no use regretting.
Yes.
So MDRT, what I saw in the experience or Miami or Greece or Cyprus, it's these members, they come together not for accolades, as they say, or for a personal gain. No, because in MDRT, you work hard. Okay, you get your commissions, etc., but you pay for your membership and you pay to travel to be sitting with these people. Nobody gives you money, but you go there to share how they provide peace of mind, to learn from them, how they make it that they save lives and they protect their clients' futures. Being an MDRT, you have to possess that will to teach. Some people, I've seen them and I've heard them go to MDRT. They want to acquire more knowledge, but to keep it to themselves. If you really want to be an MDRT, you need to tell yourself first before people that, yes, I'm willing to go on a stage, in a room with my colleagues, classmates, whatever. Tell them what I have heard. It is not something to keep for yourself. So getting this award from the organization means that you are really recognized internationally. And it happened to me that I joined MetLife and I became a biker at the same time. The two, industry and profession, they opened up life for me. And for this, I am really grateful. This is by itself a pride. And it's a daily booster to work for it on every year, right? I was aspirant first, and then I was MDRT member the second year. You know, you mingle with the best.
Yes.
Man, I have seen faces, I have seen names that you think you can only watch them on your computer screen. It's an honor. They are the modest ever. They are the most honest. You come back home, you are filled with enthusiasm that the career you chose as entrepreneur is paying back. So you will never regret that decision.
Great. Wonderful.
I want to ask you a question first.
Yeah. Tell me.
Have you ever been an employee before?
Yeah, I was being 15 years back, I mean.
Okay. So you understand that difference.
Yeah.
It's not that you started from day one to be a financial advisor.
There's a long story about how I changed my life changed to be in a professional. And one thing I know about that, I also not take so seriously when I qualify for MDRT. I don't know about MDRT, what's going to be spend some money to travel, another thing. But when I got it to first meeting and meeting with the members and connecting with them, it changed my life. To what I'm today, right now, connecting with so much of members of different countries, different friendships, different ideas, different follow-ups. I'm learning every day with the different ideas. I'm blessed with the different kind of members, and I'm so lucky to have that. This professional is given to me. If I would have not so keen into my profession of MDRT, definitely it's going to change our life on that. So that's my goal, and that's the intention of asking members to be
MDRT.
changed on their life or anything. If you could not succeed on this particular profession as advisor, or you could not success in any industry on that. This is a gold mine.
Right.
You need to be. We have two things. I learned about two things. One is that when the client or when the person dies, the entire relationships go with the flowers. But we are the luckiest person go with the money and protect their family. So that's one thing, like a God gift you've been doing that family with uncertainty took place. The second one that you are doing, keep spreading more people to protect them. So that's also been safeguard their life. So that's some kind of awesome kind of things we always do that. So I always believe that we are all blessed with that.
In my 5 years now, with all the plans that I have sold, thank God, I still have no death.
Oh.
I have weekly indemnities, I have personal accidents, I have one critical illness, but thank God there is no death.
Wonderful.
Hopefully.
So, hopefully. And do you have any stories learned in pandemic times? I heard you had one of the accident in the pandemic times. You we are storing that, we have been sharing them stories, and definitely you are a bike, you know what is the life difficulties. Sometimes you skid or you met with the accident or another thing. Definitely you know that, and you know about what is the safeguard of helmets and the jacking. The same way the members has to, the clients has to understand that lifesaver of insurance is very important, right? So you know better than anybody else.
We do sit with people and we speak about that, but sometimes this comes to our lap, as they say. Yes, I have learned so many things during this pandemic. The top thing I have learned is to hold on to the people that make me feel best. And simultaneously get rid of all the people that spread any tiny bitsy pieces of negativity around me. I don't want them. I've always been like this, but it increased during the pandemic. And I remember one thing I learned from Miami on stage. Somebody says that you always have to change the first top 5 in your life. Because when you get used to people around you, they do not add to your life anymore. They take from you, they do not add. So always change the top 5. It's engraved in me, the belief that life and existence are priceless. I enjoy every moment as if it was my last. And this pandemic taught us to enjoy these moments more than before. Because nobody knew if our hour was going to come, as they say, it's a saying in Arabic. So do the things you like without overthinking society, standards, boundaries, or anything. We are in this universe to live it once. So we have to do it the right way and fully. And again, I always take examples when I'm talking to you from the MDRT. I was in Miami when someone was on stage and he said, live once, die once, and leave a legacy. I remember when I was volunteering on stage at the main platform, he went off the stage and I took him by hand and I told him, can you please elaborate more on that sentence that you said on stage? He had said it so many times before, people know it, but for me, it was the first time. He said, we do live once, yes, but if you leave a legacy in life, if you leave a painting, if you leave a book, if you leave a mathematical formula, whatever, you will only die once, because if you don't, you will die twice. First time physically, and second time people will forget you.
Yes.
So that sentence was so much engraved in my mind that I decided to put it on my arm. It's here. I made it a tattoo and I look at it every morning. And whenever people ask me, what's that tattoo's meaning? I explain that sentence and I take the discussion to another level. So I heard that speaker in Miami, and there was another one also. He said, on your deathbed, do not regret the things you did not do, but be grateful for everything or all the dreams that you realized. Right? I see you doing like this. You've been there and you've heard them, right?
Yes.
So that's why when COVID-19 came into our lives, it came to remind us that lives were lost in hundreds. Every day you could hear people dying in all the countries and proportionally. So it was so fast and it was so sudden. One incident happened to me. And this is, I know why this all started, because we were discussing this. It was March 29, 2020, during the pandemic, that made me hold to life even more than before. It was so close to death, but not due to COVID, due to an accident. I was on my bike, working, distributing policies, when a car hit me from the back.
Oh my
I
God.
did not see him. I was on the right, 60 kilometers per hour, very safe, geared on completely, but he was trying to do a between me and a Range Rover, an SUV. So he hit me from the back. And in split seconds, I thought I was leaving this universe. I was going left and right. I didn't know what was happening. The car, when it stopped on me. Half of my body was under the car. This white helmet was on my head. I love it so much because it saved my life. So I thought I died. My face was down, and because I was in the tunnel, it was so dark. Then I heard the guys talking. There were two boys in that car, and they were trying to pull me out. I wanted to shout and try not to pull me because maybe something was broken, but I found myself standing on my feet, on my legs, and I was touching myself to see if I was still in one piece. So I had this helmet, the jackets, nothing was broken. Everything was still in place. I was just bleeding from my knees, which was okay for me. But I couldn't believe I was still alive. It gives me gives me the goosebumps. I was still here. I was still breathing on my feet. It was a miracle by itself. So it was not COVID that was so scary. It was the accident at the time. This is why I'm more and more holding on to life. I walked to see the bike. It was broken from the right side, all of it. But still it was running. I can still hear the engine. So I asked the guys to shut it down. They helped me to put it back. It was still operational. I decided to drive it. They asked me if I wanted a tow truck. I said no. They asked me if I needed an ambulance. I said no. Just get me out of this tunnel. I was trying to be a little bit trying to have a phobia. I took the bike and I drove it to where I should park it. But again, I'm still holding on to life.
More emotional.
And life itself is still holding on to me. It was not my time to leave.
I think still you have a job to do with more and more customer to protect, and you being the benefit of that. So there is a definition or definity or sorry, density or whatever it is, but still you have to job to do for your clients.
Yeah.
You have to protect more.
So,
Yeah.
so we lost electricity, but I can still see you.
So,
thank God I did beat the virus. Like everybody else, I had 14 days of nonsense. Thank God I beat the destined with the accident. I am more convinced that holding on to this beautiful life we have is priceless. I am so grateful, and this gratitude gives me happiness on a daily basis. I take things very easily, by the way, and you know me. We've spoken so many times. Every moment is an exciting event by itself. I live it to the fullest. Every morning is a fresh start. No complaining, no complaining. I hate people who complain and nag. I focus on what I can change. I create my personal opportunities. I'm always proactive. This is major in our business.
Wonderful that, and God bless you for keeping more healthy and to drive more vehicles on your passion to see you that.
You made me talk about this accident. A lot of people will be surprised now. The first two will be my kids because they don't know about it.
Oh my God. Sorry about asking you.
Malish. But I know that MDRT experiences is that.
True.
We've seen people on wheelchairs.
One thing I was more impressed with, they were showing about helmet. That is something that is life insurance as well as
never on a bike without a helmet. Never. Correct. Or without being geared. We lost a biker friend a couple of months ago. He was fully geared, by the way, but there was no electricity in the streets. So he had to hit someone and they both died.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we going to have two more questions to be closing our program today. More impress you, and you've been so motivationally and more inspiring. Anyway, I know before, but let's make it to the audience and bestow about that. And what one habit you do to keep yourself more energetic every day? Do any one habits are doing it daily?
Yeah. Remember at the beginning, I told you I'm very energetic. I cannot be idle. I'm always on the move. Man, us, consultants, advisors, whoever, do not procrastinate. I hate procrastination. This business or this profession, as you name it, Tony Gordon refuses the word industry, by the way, remember?
Yeah.
It's the profession. You need to remain very organized. Plan beforehand. Plan the night before. Plan really a week earlier. Prioritize, because we can be easily distracted with details. There are so many tiny details in our business. If you follow them, you lose the focus. Distractions are many. If not from our closed circle, from the bigger one, from the news, from people who spread the negativity, from the worldwide, the world news that come bombarding your heads with things that you cannot control. So set your deadlines, break these tasks into small chunks so you can finish them quickly, and always reward yourself, by the way. Always in that business. You do good, don't wait for anyone to tell you, bravo, you did something. Go buy yourself something. A t-shirt, an earring, a necklace, whatever that makes you happy, reward yourself after a good job. And don't wait for others to do it for you. Again, never. Nobody will come to tell you bravo because, or a great work that you did. They will envy you. Mazboot? Mazboot, that is in Arabic. That is right?
Yes.
So there is only you and you in that battlefield.
Amazing. So before closing, what was your vision for the year? What's your goal setting for the year? And the next question would be the same. And you being so passionate about, what was your advice or motivation message to the women members who've been around the world? What was your message to them?
Okay, my goals for this year, because I'm so much taken with the biking community now and the Hawks Club in Lebanon, I decided a little bit to switch the planning for this year. I am focusing more on big cases. It's true that they take more time, but they close a bigger gap in premium and income, because I need to spend time with the biking community. I have tasks to do with them also. So this is the goal. MDRT is, yes, a goal. Keeping all the other titles, yes, maintain them like I did in 2021. For the new advisors, I think we have spoken, but for women, we can do a lot. I know that women have done so much. We need to empower ourselves. We need to help ourselves also, each others. If you feel you need help, don't feel shy to ask from another woman or from any mentor. Accept criticism, because it is for our own good, especially in that business. Because, you know, when you're not a financial advisor for so many years, there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to be said. There's a lot not to be done. And you have to have people behind you to tell you, do this and don't do that. So going back to women, create your own passions, because when you fulfill these passions, you will translate them into our financial advisory business. Don't focus only on what I have to close, how much I have to sell. No. There are so many things in life. Create your own passion. It's key to our success.
Wow. Wonderful, Lara. And I keep getting a lot of questions due to the time concern. I'm just closing right now. And again, I'll see you with a lot of photos and videos and try to connect with you on whether in Boston or Sydney. We'll do a live bike riding for our members, and we do take a lot of videos about passion about and that. So before signing off, I'm just putting my glasses back.
Again? Okay.
Okay.
Now I want you to do the hook sign.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the hook sign.
So thank you, friends, been watching this program, and Lara, you're a true hero, and the way she talk about that, you've been able to listen. She gave two importance to her life. One is their passion, and she never gave up. Another one, their clients and their business of protecting other members. So passions should be a passion you keep encouraged to do yourself. And your business is a business that you need to protect your other members. Be a MDRT, be a COT or TOT, you could be a very good business, but keep following your passions. I'm going to catch you all with next pandemic hero with up soon. Stay tuned. Thank you, Lara, for a wonderful
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.